Hi guys, welcome to another Travelling Corner episode, and what a fun-filled video we've got for you today. Um, Interestingly enough, we just had, a few months ago actually, we had an announcement that was given by Stagecoach that their buses here in the Havant and Portsmouth areas are due to be undertaking an overhaul as to what's going on. So let me get this. Let me get the picture painted here at this point. So some of the buses have changed. We have a new bus route replacing an older one, and then we've got some other bits have dotted around. So some buses have increased in frequencies. Just to point out at this point that this is only really affecting the buses that are going from here and starting here and going into Portsmouth. I say starting from here because one of the buses had been split at Havant, and I'll explain more as to which one it is. And believe it or not, that will be the very first bus that I board. I nearly didn't get this video done because I left home without my wallet. I've got it now, so there's no need to worry. But other than that, it's going to be an exciting day, but also filled with some many bittersweet elements along the way. So join me back in a bit, and I will see you at Havant bus station. And I'm back, and we are now at Havant bus station. I'm just waiting for the next 22, which should be along in about the next 8 or 9 minutes. And the one thing that I've noticed, interestingly enough, is that we've got 6 23s an hour, which has always been the case on a weekday. But then we've only got 5 22s an hour running to the Warren. Now, that's the one thing I needed to point out. The 23 used to run from Lee Park to Southsea, and had done for as long as I can remember, for many, many years. I remember my dad took me on a bus once on a 23, and that was back in the 90s, and it's just it's just sad to see it split. But the bus the bus route itself is still, while it's still in place, it's now starting here at Havant instead of the Warren. And the 22 ends up picking up from where the 23 would have carried on. But also, as a part of this overhaul, not only because the 23s are 24/7, so that's carrying over to the 22s as well, but also the late evening buses between them will connect, so they then become a guaranteed connection. You don't need to change buses, whereas at this time of the day, you do need to switch from a 23 to a 22 if you want to go to Lee Park or the Warren. They've said actually at this point that the 20s at this point would be your fastest direct if you're starting your journey at Wesley, because we now have the one bus going around the Wesley area instead of just the 2. The 21s no longer run here, and you'll get to see what happens with that later on in this video. But join me in a bit, and I will be on board a 22, and I'll take you into Park Parade. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back, and we're just on board 22 going into the Warren. Now, this is where the 23 would have carried on. It did carry on that way for many years, and it was just while I'm saddened to see it split, I'm sort of understanding because it was just in this instance they're trying to ease the congestion on the roads of Portsmouth because that's getting worse as we progress on. The Eastern Road in particular is getting really bad. And you've got that, you've got that taken down as well. And then you've got a 19, which was a boarding next, which is taking us around a new area. Don't, we didn't get it. When we bought the 21 when we were trying to get the Havant. Unfortunately though, the 19 does not come here, and it's just have to take everything into account, and hopefully this really does ease the congestion of the road traffic in Portsmouth. And just to note, the Hayden Island buses, the 30, the 31, 37, 39, they're not affected because they run towards Louisville and Petersfield, especially people in front of the 39, Petersfield 37. The 27s aren't affected either because they're running to Castle and Answorth. 700s aren't affected even though they run to Portsmouth. They spend that portion of time on the motorway going from Portsmouth. So the other buses are not affected, it's just the 21 which no longer cause a happen. 23 which I think does happen. And the 20s have increased in frequency as well. So I'll be back in a bit, and I will as we wait patiently for the 19. And I'm back, and wow, this is something definitely worth noting. So I'm now in Park Parade, waiting for a 19 so I can then go on into Commercial Road. Only I then just discovered that they're only running one an hour. So by doing that, I now have to wait 36 minutes for a 19. So I think then what I'm going to do in that case is, as a small distraction, I'm going to take you around Park Parade because it certainly beats having to wait 36 minutes for a bus. Having to wait, hang around like a wet lemon for 36 minutes. So in that case, we'll take you into Park Parade. It's I don't quite know what to think about that because of the fact that when the 21s used to run here, they were every half an hour, and now they're every the 19s are now only running every just at one an hour, which I'm hoping they will pick up. It just comes to show in my mind that if you're going to Portsmouth and you live in Westleigh, that yeah, your best bet would be to get a 20. So let me just take you into Park Parade, and then we'll just have a look as to what to expect. Now, also as a side note, there used to be a dairy farm here in Lee Park, and that went up. That had fairly recently been knocked down, and we've got new works being put there. They're going to turn the area into flats. Right, things are going to get a bit dark because I'm going under a subway. I can spell something nice. Too bad I've only got a couple of quid. But so I'll take you around here, as I say, because it just beats having waited super long time just for a 19, which will be the next place, which will be the next bus we end up getting. So join me back in a bit, and I will take you on the 19 into Portsmouth. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back. And this is the start of something exciting. And after 25 minutes of waiting, I'm now at the back of the 92. Thank you. I was just about to say that, but you took the words right out of my mouth. So I'm on the back of a 19, commercial road. And interestingly enough, this is at the moment going where the 21 used to go down. And we're going to go down into a whole drive that way, and it's just we've got that right. But then as I say, the congestion on the road. This is what we are looking at this point. But also to improve the punctuality of the buses, the 20s are no longer calling at the hypermarket. And then we'll find out that we are on the 19 to city centre, which I'm very excited about. And it's going to go to a new area of Portsmouth, which I'm certainly, certainly not covered on any bus I've been on until today, which I'm very excited about. And I'm now starting to think at this point that it was worth the wait. I mean, I took you guys around Park Parade. It got some of the time. You can only do so much there. And then with that in mind, we then just sorted that out, and then we just look into it even further. So what we'll do is I'll put it for now, and I will join back here on this very bus as we go down the new route. So we're going to do it after this. And I'm back, and this is where the start of the new route begins. And we're just on this part, where the 21 to the 19 end up going around that way, coming back. And then the 21 to the 19 on the way into Portsmouth are going to go straight on. And then with this one, we then turn left down here by the looks of things. So it's very exciting to see where it goes. So this is where the 21 goes down. The 21 will go straight on, and then this bus is going to turn off. And this is where you will find the entrance to the Ocean Retail Park. I mean, just look at this. The area of Portsmouth that none of you viewers at home have ever seen. See the range over there, just over there. And I'm just intrigued. Oh, we got an airport service road down there as well. I'm just intrigued as to where this will run. So, I mean, just look at this place. I mean, I've been down here before, because I've walked it, but I've never done it on a bus. I've never gone down here not on a bus. too bad to say these buses are only running one an hour. I'd love to do this more often, but it is amazing what I've seen so far. And then 19 are there we go. Ocean Retail Park's the next one. So we're going to go down here. My goodness, this is very exciting. And yeah. So join me back in a bit. Sorry about just my rambles just about a moment ago. Join me back in a bit, and I will see you in Commercial Road, where this bus terminates, and then we wait to board the next bus. This is where things get rather interesting. And I'm back, and I'm still on the 19 at the moment, and I've just discovered another new part. To city centre. I've just discovered a new part of this route. So we're coming down here now, and we're going to. This is where the 14 comes down. 14 used to be run by First, and then it got taken over by Stagecoach. And this is the sort of area that you'd expect for the bus to go down, but it's just this journey has been very interesting so far. And it's just yeah. So as I was saying, we're back on the so we're still on the 19, going down a new route. This is a new section of the route. So I was half expecting this to carry on in the same way the 21 did, or 21 still does in this case, but I've been taken by surprise once again. I've been proven wrong. Oh, the mysteries and the joys of riding on the back of a bus. So anyway, this time I will see you in Commercial Road because things are going to get very interesting as to what I'm going to be doing next and which bus I'll be taking. And I'm back, and welcome to Commercial Road. So I just got off the 19, that's now since become a 14, and I was just trying to work out how I'm going to tackle the next buses in this video because there's 6 of them to look at, and then I thought, well, do I get a 23 into Southsea and then get the 18 up to Cosham, get a 20 down here, and then look at a 21? But then I come from Havant, so it makes more sense for me then, come to think about it, that it makes more sense for me to then get a 21 to the hard, which is just what I'm going to do here. So I'll get 21 into the hard, get 23 into Southsea, then I'll get the 18 up to Cosham, which will then allow me to get a 20 back to Havant. And it just took me that because I was just confusing myself as to what I'm going to be doing. And it's been a rather interesting journey that I've been on so far. I'm about 20 minutes into the video and I've only covered 2 bus routes, and most of it was on the 19. I've just seen a 19 that's gone. I've just seen a 19 that's going back up to Lee Park because that bus doesn't call at Havant, but that's not a problem because the 20 and the 23 does. So join me back in a bit, and I will be at the back of the 21 doing a quick section to the hard. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back, and welcome on board the 21 going into the hard. And I just wanted to point out at this point that this is also a route that ran to Havant for as long as I can remember. I've been getting the 21 for years, and it's a shame to see this one get curtailed. But then, having said that, the 21s, there used to be six 21s that ran here an hour. Only two ran to Havant, but now there's four of these buses an hour, and they terminate at Anchorage Park. But I can see why, because in a way, because it goes round, and you're able just to just go back round and stuff. That would be the sort of thing that would ease then the congestion off Eastern Road. But with that being said, it's something all the same, because there are there are other people. I'm, I'm sure that there are other people in this area of Portsmouth that miss miss the 21 going into Havant, because the 19 doesn't call there. 19 doesn't run on a Sunday, a bit like the 20 then. And the 19s are only every hour. Now the 19, I really enjoyed that route, and it was just nice to go around. So it goes around two parts on the way back. So join me back in a bit, and I will make my way over to the 23 bus stop, and we'll go into Southsea. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back, and welcome to the Hard. So what we're going to be looking at this point is I'm just going to make my way across the road and pick up a 23 into Southsea, and then which in this case what we'll do is I'll just cross over here, and then I'll just next place I need to cross over is just over there, just to wait for a 23, because I'll go to Southsea on that, and then I'll get the 18 into Cosham, and then I'll get a 20 back into Havant. That's what my plan is. That's at least what my plan is anyway. Now, I always remember when the Hard Interchange, the bus station was being made over. The buses stopped there for a while, just outside the taxi rank, yeah. And then there was that as well. We've got a 23 literally due any minute now. So I don't really have that long to wait. But there is also another one in about 4 minutes' time. And we're right outside Portsmouth Harbour Railway Station here. So I can hear Anne Jeremy in the background. So join me back in a bit, and I will see you on the back of the 23. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back, and welcome towards the back of the 23. We're making our way into Southsea, and then with that in mind, we'll just then work on that. But interestingly enough, there are two bus stops at Cambridge Junction on the way back. So you've got the one there, and then you've got that one there, and then you've got the other one by the museum, which it's just It's always interesting how these buses run, and we're just sorting that out. And then this will carry on to Southbury Pitt. Now this bus used to run to the Warren, had done for many years. I remember my dad took me on this bus back in the 90s, and it ran to. We only got off at Park Parade, but still. But then, with that being said, we're just passing the university grounds, and we will see you in Stratford, where we're waiting for the 18 to jump up a bit, and we'll do exactly that. And I'm back, and welcome to Southsea. And we're just going to make our way over just across the road so I can then get the 18 up to Cosham, and then ultimately after that I can then just get a 20 back into Havant. Oh, thank you. Let's just see what the 18s are doing in the way of how long I've got to wait for one. And then, okay, St Jude's, okay. Well, there's an interesting turn of events. The nearest alternative stop is the St Jude's Church located at the top of Palmerston Road precinct. So the 18s are no longer stopping here. So in which case then come with me and I'll have to take you up to St Jude's Church, and then we'll just have to make our way back round. That's not a problem, we shall do that. I guess it makes more sense to have it up at St Jude's Church rather than down here, because then it just then goes all the way round and then some. And then we've got that.
Hello, are you busy?
Yeah, just.
Hello. How are you doing? You right?
I'm doing well, thank you, Joe.
Good
I was just I'm just making some content for YouTube.
Oh wow, nice. Bless you, man. What you're doing? Asking people about what?
So me, I'm just going around all the new bus routes.
Okay.
And oh, come here.
Nice.
Good
always to see you, man.
This is a good friend of mine. I've known for about 30 years, over 20 years.
Yeah, over 20 years now.
Yeah.
How you been alright?
Doing very well.
Bless you,
It's
man.
good
Always
to
good to see you, man.
Yeah, take care.
And you, take care.
I will. I always remember doing that. Yeah, I've known him for over 20 years, and it's just amazing how it's all come about. And yeah, he's amazing. I just really hope that things pick up from soon. So anyway, back to this. I'm just going to take you up to St Jude's Church, because that's where the 18s are stopping now instead of right by the shops. And then we'll just go round, still go to Cosham, and then get a 23 back to Havant. That's what I'm aiming to do anyway. So join me back in a bit, and I will see you at the back of the 18 going into Cosham. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back, and we're just at the back of the 18 going into Cosham. And it's interesting that I might discover this. This used to be one of those that ran just south of shops. That bus stop that we tried, that bus stop that I took it down originally, and it was that. It got down to that bit, and then I found out that they no longer serve there. When it comes to my notice at this stage, that this this bus now goes to Clarence Pier. Can't wait to go there. So what we'll do at this point is I'll do another video where I do just that, get a 23 into Cosham, and then just jump on the 18, and then I can make my way down to Clarence Pier that way. And then that makes way for another good travelling video. So just at this point, still in Southsea at the moment, and what we'll do is again, like I did with the 19, because I haven't been on this bus for a while, and they've obviously rerouted since then. I will do what I did with the 19, break this journey down into 2 or 3 different sections, and then you'll be able to see exactly what to expect of this bus. I'll be back in a bit, and it'll be the case of Darren Stratton going through Fratton. I'll be back in a bit after this. And I'm back, and we're going through Fratton, and I just have to point out, I think this is the first time I've done something like this, and it's the first time I've done something in Fratton, that is. And yeah, I'll tell you what, that road is the Rochester Manor and road. And I am intrigued by this part of Fratton, part of Portsmouth, and it's just been amazing. This whole journey has been interesting so far, I have to say, and that's because of the 19 went in a different route in 2 different segments, and we have the other ones to take care of as well. Now, this bus, I would have to say, in Portsmouth, because we're not counting the 22 here, because the 22 that I've got on only runs the 15 Park. That's the stagecoach bus. Please don't get it confused with the first bus route 22, because that runs around the Cosham area. I will take you on that bus later on down the line. That'll make way for another good video. As I say, we're in Fratton now, and I just see Fratton railway station just at the corner of my eye. So that is, if you go over there, if you go over that bridge, you'll find Fratton, that's Fratton railway station. I can see a train going to Portsmouth Harbour. When we go to London, Victoria, or Brighton, Southern train. So I'll be back in a bit because we are going to carry on making our way up, and I will see you in the next part of the segment. So I'll be back in a bit after this. And I'm back. Sorry, on the camera. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, never mind. So we're still back at the 18, and we're just making our way into North End now. We're just going down this North End Avenue, and then at this point we're going to switch to what was this 23 we've done this way. Going down this avenue, and then we'll turn away right, and then we'll continue up through Guilty, and then go to Caution. Now, what I will do in some more travelling quarter videos is I will get onto some more buses around this area, and I'll take you on those. I'm particularly looking forward to going on the 12th. Tipner and St Mary's. There are some buses that don't call it commercial road. This is one of them. Runs through Fratton instead. And if I remember right, it's 12 and another one. And then I'm not going to mention the 19, but the 19 terminated there. I'm not going to mention the 22 because I mentioned that a while ago. That would be the stagecoach 22 goes around the Park and Havant. And then with that in back in a bit after this. And I'm back. And welcome to Cosham. And we've just got off the 18, and we've got about 5 minutes for the 20. And we're just going to make our way back into Havant, and then at least then, like I say, I've done a nice round journey then to Southsea. I mean, I know it took me 6 buses to get there, but it's definitely, I have to say, it's definitely worth it when you're looking at new bus routes. And what's even more impressive is the fact that I still can't get quite over the 19. It's been a rather interesting journey. So now we call 2 different parts, but that's on the way back, because then the 19 and the 21, they go round on themselves. So what they do is they branch off where they normally would do, but then they sort of go straight on, and then after that, when they come back, they'll then just go round on themselves. So then that's when they serve Sywell Crescent and Anchorage Park. And it's with that in mind that you've got that in place. And there's also the fact that there are many, this show has opened up many new doors for travelling. There'll be other things that I'll cover later on down the line. But join me back in a bit, because my bus back to Havant is due soon, and I will see you soon. Join me back in a bit though, and I'll see you at the back of the 20 after this. And I'm back, and we're now at the front of a 20, just making our way back to Havant. Now, interestingly enough, this bus used to also call at the hypermarket, but it's now no longer doing that because it's to improve the punctuality of these buses, and therefore they thought it was a good idea to then stop them, stop running these 20s into Asda. But they're more frequent now, and they also run on a Sunday. That's probably to make up for the lost timing that they would have had getting rid of the 21.